Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Hope y'all are well tonight. I know I'm coming on very impromptu. I was going to come on a little bit earlier, but I had such a busy day, it didn't end up working out. And so I didn't get a chance to get on earlier, but I'm glad I'm going to be on tonight. I'm not going to be on for long, but there's some stuff I want to talk to y'all about. And so I decided to come on tonight and share some of the things that are pertinent information that's important for us to know. Some of y'all might be aware of what's been going on, but some of y'all might not. So we're going to talk about it tonight. Shabbat Shalom, by the way, family. Shabbat Shalom. Hope y'all are preparing to have a restful Sabbath tomorrow. My household, we're preparing to get our little ones in the bed and have rest tomorrow. So for those of you who can join me right now, go ahead. As you're entering the building, hit those thumbs up, as well as share. And if you have not subscribed already to the channel, then be sure and do so. I hope y'all are doing well. If y'all doing all right, just let me know. Y'all know I'm going to shout out the family real quick. So let me go ahead and do that before we get started. Peace and blessings, Carolina. Shalom to you, my sister. Elephant Man Podcast Network in the building. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. Apologize, y'all might hear my little one in the back. He is like live tonight. Had too much peanut butter, I think. Lamara Johnson, shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Timothy Davis, Shabbat shalom to you. All right, we got Brew Queen Yashawal. Blessings to you. Peace and blessings to you, my dear sister. Just Reese, peace and blessings to you. My Life Totally, shalom, shalom. Chosen by Yah. Hey, how you doing? Got my brother Jay High Style in the building. Peace and blessings to you. Level Up Jules by Nicole Levels. Peace and blessings to you. That's right. Get those thumbs up in the building. Get those thumbs up. Y'all know how we do it around here. Got to get those thumbs up. Get us in the algorithms going and flowing. So we're going to be talking tonight quickly. Like I said, I'm not planning on being on too long. I know this was a bit impromptu, so I'm not going to be on too long. But we're going to be talking tonight about this whole egg shortage. Now, y'all might remember a couple of weeks back. I see you, Rachel S. Peace and blessings to you. Y'all might remember a couple of weeks back that I had posted in my community tab about my visit to the local grocery store. Okay. And if you don't remember that, I'm going to show you a picture. Let me see. I think this is the picture right here. I'm going to show you the picture of how much the eggs cost. Yeah, here we are. I'm going to show you the picture of how much the eggs cost here in the VI. And y'all see that? $95.99 for 15 dozen eggs. Now, when I moved here about 3 years ago, those same eggs, they were on sale at one point, and they were literally the entire box for $3. I guess they had they had a ton of eggs, so they were trying to get rid of them. They were $3. Well, on average, that box cost around $20-ish or so. But as you see, it's now $95.99. And we're just waiting, right? We're here just waiting for the box to go back on sale. Yeah, that's right, Rachel. The prices are scandalous. It is ridiculous how much these eggs are costing. But yes, that is how much it costs right here. Matter of fact, do me a favor and comment if you know how much the eggs are in your neck of the woods. I want to see how much the eggs are costing around wherever everybody is. Like you could put your state, your city, or whatever, and how much the eggs are by you. Just to kind of get an idea, see if we all are dealing with the same level of inflation. Some might be, greater, some might be lesser than. Let's take a look and see. So we said Carolina says $8 for where she's at. Yeah, J High's down twice the normal price. That's right. Here it's, and so, okay, are these $8 for a dozen? Are y'all talking about $8? Okay, in Georgia, it's $8 for a dozen. Or is this like more? Okay, so 3 and change a dozen. Shoot, I'm trying to come by you. $3 and change. No, I'm teasing. But I mean, eggs used to cost, it depends on which, if you got like Eggland Best, if you got like the bougie eggs, then they cost more. But if you get like the store brand, then you can get them for like, 79, 89 cents. You know what I'm saying? You can get them for a lot cheaper. My life totally says I very seldom eat eggs. She says Columbus, South Carolina, about $4 a dozen 2 weeks ago. Okay, okay. All right. Hawkeye says, not sure, still eating eggs. I bought before the inflation I got for $5, which I thought was expensive. Yeah, they're getting up there. They are definitely getting up there in the prices. So we're going to talk tonight because, of course, there's a reason why this is happening, right? There's got to be a reason why this is happening. So I'm going to share with y'all what they are saying in the mainstream, or the main, what do they call it? The lame stream media about why these eggs are so expensive. So y'all take a listen to this. This is a report on CNN.
Hey, I'm Beatrice.
Let me get that ad out of the way. I thought I already got that ad out of the way. All right, take a listen.
Anyone who has been grocery shopping lately can't help but notice how the price for a dozen eggs has skyrocketed. So what is causing the price surge? Vanessa Yurkevich. Hello, Vanessa, what is causing the price surge?
Well, many Americans would go to the grocery store, not think anything much about buying a dozen eggs, not really looking at the prices. It was considered and is considered a staple in American households. But just in the last year, there's been a big price increase. Started last year at about $1.25, $1.79 for a dozen eggs. Now it's $4.25. And this is in part because of the deadly bird virus that started last spring and is catching up to us right now.
In chilly Palmer, Alaska, the demand for chickens and their eggs is heating up.
I was already sold out even before the egg shortage. I was selling everything I had.
If you've been to the grocery store recently, you may have noticed fewer eggs and higher prices, up about 11% last month on average from November, up nearly 60% in the last year. $11.49 for a dozen eggs in New York, $10.99 in Hawaii.
I think it's ridiculous for it to be that much.
The highly pathogenic avian influenza, or avian flu, is largely to blame. Nearly 58 million birds and climbing have died across 47 states in the last year, a result of the deadly virus. Wild birds can carry the disease and spread it to domestic flocks when they migrate.
One wild bird coming into their chicken run, and next thing you know, 10 birds, 20 birds, 30 birds, they're just dropping dead.
Some states now recommending that all poultry be maintained indoors. Poultry and bird shows canceled, and biosecurity around chickens strictly enforced.
The avian flu is serious.
Egg Shop, with 2 cafes in New York City, is struggling with prices on their main ingredient. The fall migration of wild birds sent avian flu cases spiking again.
We go through 7,000 to 9,000 eggs a week, so it's a significant amount of eggs. And in the last couple of weeks, they've jumped as high as 60%. How have you been able to absorb the high price increases of eggs? Unfortunately, we have raised all of our prices about 10% on our menu items.
For some, the increased costs is too much. Baked After Dark Bakery in Nebraska will close its doors this weekend.
I think about what our family could afford to pay for a cookie. I take that into consideration. We can't charge $5 a cookie.
The ripple effect goes beyond restaurants and bakeries. Take a look around the grocery store. Items that use eggs, like mayonnaise, are up 11.8% in the last year.
From the flu to the increases in inflation, all combined together with the shortage, it is a perfect storm.
I definitely have seen the prices shoot up recently.
Does that stop you from making the purchase?
No, not at all. I'm just buying things to make a chicken cutlet, and you need eggs as the basis for that too. It's one of the reasons why there's no way not to purchase them.
And some good news from the U.S. Department of Agriculture this week. They said that prices are starting to fall a little bit, but that supply remains light to moderate. And the holidays was really a time when there was a lot of demand for eggs. People were baking, people were cooking, but we're through the holidays now. So demand may be just a little bit lower, but it's not fun to go to the grocery store and see eggs that are costing about $10.99 here in New York, Hawaii, same price. So just keep your eye out. Look for those cheaper prices in your egg aisle.
So family, y'all see they're already, starting the blame game on another flu, another problem with pestilence. And it's not to say that, we don't know these things are going on. We know that these things are signs of what the Most High declares are the last days, the very last days before, the coming of the Son of Man. And so we understand that pestilence is a part of it. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know about y'all, but I don't believe them. I have a problem with believing anything that comes straight out of their mouth, because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be the whole story. It may be part of the story, but it's not going to be the whole story. So I've been taking a look around, and there's been a number of conversations that have been going on. And if you've been, keeping your eyes on these YouTube streets or any of these platforms, then maybe you have seen that there's conversations going on concerning the connection between the worldwide panorama and the cost of the eggs. So I'm going to share with y'all this article, because there's so much conversation going around that, when it comes to the powers that should not be, they're constantly monitoring what the people are saying. What are the people saying? What are they talking about now? So that they can bring in their fact checkers and they can debunk anything that has any validity to it from people who've actually done research. So what you have is people who've done research first, then they communicate based on the research that they've done to their audience, to the masses. And of course, it then goes out to their channels, to their networks. And then before you know it, lots of people are talking about it. So once the conversation is going and going, the powers that should not be said, oh my goodness, we've got to stop this from happening. We've got to stop this conversation from flowing in this direction. So we got to bring out our fact checkers. So we're going to look at this article that came up from Newsweek and see what they have to say about the conversation that's been going on. This is the conversation. Yolk defense against COVID, chicken egg shortage fuels conspiracy theories. So what are these conspiracy theories? Let's take a listen. As Americans continue to suffer from the reduced supply of chicken eggs and the resulting spike in their price, spike, that's a very interesting word, put a pin in that. Many have subsequently turned to the world of conspiracy theories in search for simple answers to a complicated issue. The ongoing shortage that in recent months has driven up egg prices across the U.S. has seen the basic foodstuff price reach a record high in December, when the average cost for a dozen eggs in U.S. cities hit $4.25, up from $1.78 from a year earlier. As market and industry experts explain, this rise is largely driven by a combination of factors, including a major bird flu outbreak that has killed millions of birds across the U.S. and wider inflationary pressures in the economy. So we're going to blame the flu. We're going to blame inflation. Okay, so that's the official answer for what the problem is, according to the powers that should not be. Let's continue. But as the shortage and its coverage in the media intensifies, so does the circulation of misleading, baseless, and outright false claims about the reasons behind it. Newsweek Misinformation Watch found. Now take a look. They say here, in this combination image, a man wearing a protective face mask walks past an illustration of a virus and inset a file photo of freshly laid eggs collected for delivery. Conspiracy theories spread online in January 2023, arguing the egg shortages are linked to secret efforts to prolong the pandemic, prolonging the worldwide panorama. The latest among them stems from a number of existing conspiracy narratives that took root on social media through the course of the pandemic and variously describe clandestine efforts by a cabal of global elites to either artificially prolong the outbreak or to use it for nefarious purposes. Specifically, a number of prominent social media accounts have suggested explicitly or implicitly that eggs are disappearing off the shelves because they can provide natural protection from the cookie, a solution that is seemingly blocked by the government and big pharma. Okay, so they're saying it can offer natural protection against this thing. Why would they say anything like that? That eggs could offer natural protection? Okay, well, we're going to take a look and find out where the roots of this conspiracy has come from. I want y'all to take a look at this paper right here, and let's look at it together. This paper, as it's coming up, is from PubMed, ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. Okay, so this, of course, is the National Library of Medicine. This is a government website. And what does it say here? It says chicken egg yolk antibodies, IgYS, block the binding of multiple SARS-CoV-2 spike protein variants to human ACE2. I'm going to read that again. Chicken egg yolk antibodies, IgYS, block the binding of multiple SARS-CoV-2 spike protein variants to human ACE. Let's read. Abstract. The SARS-CoV-2 vacation is still spreading worldwide, and there is an urgent need to effectively prevent and control this panorama. This study evaluated the potential efficacy of egg yolk antibodies as a neutralizing agent against the SARS-CoV-2. We investigated the neutralizing effect of anti-spike S1 IgYS on the SARS-CoV-2 pseudo vacation, as well as its inhibitory effect on the binding of the cookie spike protein mutants to human ACE2. Our results show that the anti-spike S1 IgYS showed significant neutralizing potency against SARS-CoV-2 pseudo vacation, various spike protein mutants, and even SARS-CoV in vitro. It might be a feasible tool for the prevention and control of ongoing cookies. Family, did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? This is a government website talking about egg yolk being able to be used to bind the protein. What protein are we talking about? The spike protein. Okay? To the yolk instead of your body, so that you're not the one that is sick, but the egg is taking on the vacation. Do you hear what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about what a spike protein is, because see, this is why I believe personally why it is that we're seeing what we're seeing happening right now. But they tell you it's a conspiracy. They tell you that this is just some crazy old internet conspiracy theory thingy. And in reality, this is a government website, a medical government website that says, hey, this might be useful in being able to block the spike protein that comes from this cookie. Okay, so what is the spike protein? Let's look it up. Okay, because you have all these words that have just been kind of thrown at us over these last couple of years, and it's like, well, what is this? I don't know. And if you're like me, you need the idiot's guide to figuring out half of this stuff. Okay, so for those of you who are like me, we're gonna break it down. Explainer: what is a spike protein? These spikes protrude from the outside of a cookie and help them infect cells. Members of the cookie family have sharp bumps that protrude from the surface of their outer envelopes. Those bumps are known as spike proteins, just like a spike in the egg prices. They're actually glycoproteins. That means they contain a carbohydrate such as a sugar molecule. Spike proteins are what give the vacation their name. Under the microscope, those spikes can appear like a fringe or crown, and corona is Latin for crown. Okay, now again, I don't know of those of y'all who listened to my message like a year and a half ago, and I was talking about in the book of Revelation about how it talks about that that there would be one who came riding in white, who came riding on a white horse, and he was given a crown. Okay, talking about the different seals that are being opened. And so whenever I think of this, automatically I think of that particular passage in scripture where the one who came riding on a white horse was given a crown, right? And that he was able to cause people to look towards him to worship. Now, I'm not going to pull the passage up because I don't want to get sidetracked, but that's what that reminds me of. Let me continue. Spike proteins play an important role in how these viruses, oh, see, I done said the word, infect their host. Examples of cookie vacations include those that cause severe acute respiratory syndrome. And if you're new to the channel and you don't know why I'm reading this way, then you should know what's been going on these YT streets. And I've been getting dinged quite a bit. I've been put in jail several times. And so I try to avoid using trigger words. So that's what that is. It's not that I can't read. Severe acute respiratory syndrome and Middle East respiratory syndrome. Their spike proteins work a bit like shape-shifting lock picks. They can change shape to interact with a protein on the surface of human cells. Those spike proteins latch the vacation onto a cell. This allows them to get entry into those cells. On February 19, 2020, researchers described the 3D structure of the spike protein on the novel cookie behind the 2020 global panorama. This confirmed that the new vacation spike protein also is a shapeshifter. What's more, it clings to its target on human cells 10 to 20 times as tightly as the SARS spike protein does to the same target. Such a tight grip may help the cookie vacation spread more easily from person to person, researchers now say. So the egg yolk, according to that report, the egg yolk, instead of it binding itself to you, the egg yolk would bind itself to the egg yolk. And they are saying it could be useful. It could be useful in helping to stop the spread of this thing right here, to slow down the effect of it inside of the host body. So now we have a massive egg shortage. A massive egg shortage. And yet they're calling those who are concerned with where this egg shortage came from, they're calling them conspiracy theorists. Well, there's another problem, because where do eggs come from? They come from chickens. And if you've been, again, on these YouTube streets, those of you who have been watching what's been going on have been hearing from the farming community that they're having a heck of a time with their chickens lately. A heck of a time. I mean, they're having such a hard time with their chickens because their chickens aren't laying eggs. And for those of you who are like, I don't really eat eggs like that, so it doesn't really bother me. Did you not see in the report how much eggs are put into your different foods? Oh, it's affecting us. It's affecting all of us in one way or the other. So I'm going to share this article with y'all, and this is from the Oklahoma City Sentinel. What I like about news papers like this is that they're local. So there's less focus, on them and the information they put out, so they have more freedom in saying what they want to say. So this was on February 1st. It says, purposely poisoned commercial chicken feed. Why have chickens to stop laying any eggs? Is commercial chicken feed causing the nation's population of hens to just stop laying eggs? Prices of eggs are up over 500%, and farmers are complaining that for the first time in their lives, their hens are consistently, for a period of many months, not laying any eggs. While our beloved government is blaming bird flu for this outbreak of chickens not being able to lay eggs, seasoned chicken farmers believe otherwise. Some respected longtime farmers have even had the bravery to come forward and say that their chickens were not producing any eggs for months until they changed their feed away from the commercial chicken feed that they have been feeding them for generations. So you mean to tell me they've been feeding their chickens the same chicken feed for generations, but all of a sudden that particular chicken feed is now corrupt? Let's continue. One chicken farmer goes by the TikTok name Urban Chicken Farmer stated that something is wrong with the chicken food we're buying. My chickens have not laid an egg since July and nothing's changed. Then I was thinking maybe it's because my chicken's getting older, or maybe it's a bad winter. He went on to say, so I'm going to switch their food and we'll see. Maybe something's wrong with the food, and it was intentional. Shortly after, he uploaded a new video and stated that his chickens were now laying like crazy since he changed the feed away from the commercial chicken feed. Other chicken farmers, including the Hot Mess Homestead, have shared what many social media accounts have stated, and that was that since they stopped using the commercial chicken feed, specifically known as Producer's Pride, that their chicken started to lay eggs again. We have reached out to Purina, the manufacturer of this particular brand of chicken feed, and have yet to get a reply. We don't expect one. Does it sound like a conspiracy theory, they go on to say? Absolutely. But given the fact that the top 18 conspiracy theories of 2020 have a 98% truth rate in 2023, the term conspiracy theory is now officially considered a compliment and a sign of tremendous intelligence. I thought that was rather cute what they said, a little bold there. You know what I'm saying? But family, I'm telling you, this is what we're dealing with. And y'all, for real, when I tell you, we need to like and we need to share so people can get this out. And, they need to understand what's going on. We have to be aware of what's happening all around us. This is serious. This is, these people are a mess and a half, but this is what they're doing to us. Thank you so much, Mark Stewart, for your super sticker. I appreciate you so much. My Life Totally, I thank you so much as well for your super sticker. Thank you. So family, it continues. It continues because this is Purina, correct? Purina is a very top brand when it comes to, when I think of Purina, personally, I think of dog food, right? I think dog food is, what I see in the stores. I'm not a pet person, but when I see people with pets, they're constantly feeding their animals off of the Purina. So I'm going to show you something about Purina, which I found kind of startling, but I don't know why, because come on. This is the world we live in. So take a look at this. Purina, this is back in 2015. Purina was sued for allegedly killing thousands of dogs with toxic food. Okay? 2015. It says, despite years of online allegations that one of the most popular dog food brands has been poisoning pets, it wasn't until just weeks ago that the cat was let out of the bag in a court filing. A class action lawsuit was filed that blames the deaths of thousands of dogs on one of Purina's most popular brands of chow. Googling Nestle Purina Pet Care's Beneful brand will get you the pet food manufacturer's website, a Facebook page with over 1 million likes, and in stark contrast, a consumer affairs page with 708 one-star ratings, supported with page after grim page detailing dogs suffering slow, agonizing deaths from mysterious causes. Internal bleeding, diarrhea, seizures, liver malfunction. It reads like something from a horror movie or a plague documentary, but a suit brought in California federal court by plaintiff Frank Lucido alleges that this is all too real and too frequent to be a coincidence. But it all relies upon finding a chemical that may be in the food and has been a staple in dog food, recalls in the past, with an experiment that neither Lucido, his lawyers, or even independent scientists have even begun to conduct. Lucido said it began last month when his beloved German Shepherd began losing an alarming amount of hair, smelled strange, and wound up in the vet with symptoms consistent with poisoning. A week later, his wife found one of their other dogs, an English bulldog, dead. An autopsy showed signs of internal bleeding in the stomach and lesions on the liver. Symptoms eerily similar to the Shepherd's, according to the complaint. Then their third dog also became ill. All these dogs are eating Beneful, explained Jeff Seragino, one of the attorneys representing Lucido in the action. And the dogs are all, for a variety of reasons, not in the same house. So you take away the automatic assumption that the neighbor didn't like the dogs or whatever. He was feeding the Benefil at the start of this, and one got sick and unalived, and other two were very ill. And then he started doing a little research and realized the causal link, at least in his mind, was the food. What's the food, family? That's the causal link. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you know, they say you are what you eat, right? I mean, these people at the same time want us to believe that this is all just, another random, pestilence. It's the bird thing. No, it's Purina. It's in the food. And we have to destroy the food for the chickens so that the chickens don't lay the eggs, because the egg yolk has the ability to cut off access to the spike protein that is causing people to get sick. Yeah, wow was right. So we see it's a trickle down. It's a domino effect that we see happening. And we have to be aware of it. But, they don't stop there. They don't stop there. I'm going to show you this little video here. This is a video of something that happened in Florida. Y'all may be aware of what's been going on in terms of the chicken houses and such. But y'all take a look at this. If I can pull it up right there. Take a look at this.
Hey, go!
So family, you can see that this is a farmhouse, okay? This is burned up. 240,000 chickens were killed.
A rare joint appearance.
And the Pasco County, Florida, fire officials say a fire at 3 facilities owned by egg giant Cal-Maine Foods burned, and up to 240,000 chickens were killed. A large blaze overnight in Florida killed up to 250,000 chickens, according to local fire authorities. 3 barns containing 3 groups of roughly 60 to 80,000 chickens burned down in the Dade City, Florida blaze, which was reported to authorities shortly after midnight Thursday. Now, family, I'm just saying, we have to put our thinking caps on and just, I'm gonna put it like this. I almost feel like we got to operate like Columbo. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Columbo, but Columbo used to be a show back in the day about this detective who, whenever he had to solve a problem, he played dumb, right? Like, let me just ask you a question, but we kind of got to play dumb, right? In the one sense, because, these people, if we start acting like we know too much, then they're quick on the trail to try to make us seem like we're nutcases and conspiracy theories. Even though Columbo, he seemed like a nutcase to them, but he solved the crime every single time. He solved it. But family, this is the problem that we have, is that they really think we're stupid. That's the bottom line. Do you understand what I'm saying? They really think that we're stupid. You know, it's crazy, but we live in this matrix, this psyop, if you will, where evidence is clearly pointing to something else, but they're telling you, oh no, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay no attention to him. And so right now we're in a situation where the reason why your eggs are $8 or your eggs are $20 or my 15 dozen or $95, the reason why that is has not to do solely with what they're telling us being another pestilence. It has to do with continuing on with a specific agenda that they have marked for 2030. Now, y'all know I have to be careful because I posted a video on here probably about 2 months ago. There was a minute long video talking about the effects of the Jabzine. All right. And if you're dealing with the effects of it, then you can contact this agency over here. That video was then banned in every European country less than an hour later. And the next day, they dug up an old video of mine, called it hate speech, and put me in jail for 7 days and didn't even give me the option to appeal. Okay? So I'm saying, family, you know, I'm trying to be careful about how I say and how I present this information to y'all. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here so you can take a look at it yourself from the government website, and you can see what I just read to y'all about the egg yolk. Like I said, I'm not going to be here on tonight very long. I just want to come on. I want to share this information with y'all so y'all are aware of what is continuing to go on, what they're doing. And that's right. That's exactly right, my sister. That's exactly right. I don't need to say it out loud. Yeah, I was listening to Teo earlier. They were talking about this, the spy balloon. Okay, so it's flying across Latin America. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Family, look, I'm gonna put it like this. I have a teaching that I'm getting ready to share with y'all. This kind of came out of like nowhere. I kind of threw this together real quick to share with y'all because I really wanted to get this information out. But I have a teaching that I'm going to be dealing with that's going to be called Castaway. It's going to be called Castaway. And it's going to be talking about not being a castaway for the kingdom of heaven. All right? Because really at the end of the day, family, what we need to really be looking at as we're observing, like watchmen on the wall, what is going on, we need to be making sure that our calling and election is sure. Okay, do y'all understand what I'm saying? We need to be making sure at this time and this hour that our calling and election is sure. Because there's so much, we're playing on a massive chessboard. And there's so many of those of you who understand the game of chess, you know the goal is to get the king. But there are so many ways in which a masterful chess player is going to work in order to get that king, bring him down. And so what's happening is that they're flooding us. They're flooding us with every possible avenue that they can in order to get us compliant with their system. Why? Because the Most High tells us in Revelation 12, I believe, that Ha-Satan sends a flood, okay? A flood against the people of the Most High Yah to consume them. But the Most High says that he raises a standard. Now, that might not be Revelation 12. I think it's in Revelation 12. But I know that that passage for sure is talking about the woman who is given 2 wings of an eagle, and she is sent into the wilderness for a time, and half a time. That's 1,260 days, 3.5 years. But he goes on to make war with the remnant of her seed. So he's still attacking believers. But I'm saying to you, Yasharal, I'm going to be 100 with y'all. Make sure your calling and election is sure. See, when we're sharing this information, I know everybody's excited and everybody's like, yo, we're getting ready to get out of here. But how can I please just hear my heart when I say this to you? Tomorrow is not promised to me. It is not promised to you. It is not promised to not near one of us. But what is promised to us is that we will stand before the judgment seat of the Most High Yah. That is what is absolutely promised. He says it is given unto man, appointed unto man, once to die, and then the judgment. So we do not want to have an attitude that when we're seeing all of these things and we're just like, okay, we're getting ready to get out of here. Listen, when you get out of here, you're still going to the wilderness. And remember, the wilderness is not going to be a vacation. I'm sorry, I don't know what passages that y'all are reading in the scripture. I'm not reading those passages. Yeah, it won't be like this system here with this new mind control slavery. It won't be like that, but it will be a place where his people are purged. Okay? He says that he's going to purge the rebels out from among us. If you need scripture on that, that's Ezekiel 20. So I'm saying to you with all earnestness in my heart that I could say, when you see these things that are happening, don't let this cause you to fear, for one thing. Definitely don't fear, okay? But don't also allow this to cause you to get anxious in the sense that, okay, all right, okay, it's time to go. Cause the things that you're seeing right here to make you fall on your knees and draw closer to the Most High, Yahuwah, by way of Yahushua HaMashiach. There's only one way to get to the Father, and that is through the Son. There is no other name given among heaven by which men must be saved but the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. There's salvation in no other. So I am telling you to make sure that your calling and election is sure. And I'm going to double down on that message in my next message, Castaway. But like I said, I'm not planning on being here long. I just want to share this with y'all and hope that this information that y'all can share it with those who you love. Share it with those around you. Share it with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Even if you don't like them, share it with them. They need to hear this message. Thank you so much, Chosen by Yah. I appreciate your gift. Thank you. And those of you who continually give, thank you so much for all your gifts. I appreciate all of you for all your love and your support. And we're going to continue on. I pray that y'all have a blessed Shabbat weekend and get restful, get in the Most High's word, and get spiritually strong. It's time to fill up your own lamp with oil. All right, that's the time. If you haven't been doing that, fill up your lamp with that oil. Okay, don't be like the 5 foolish virgins that didn't fill up their lamp with oil and then came trying to borrow from their neighbor. Because I can't give you none. I only got enough for me. All right, you understand what I'm saying? All right, family. You're very welcome, my brother. You're very welcome. And again, y'all check out that link. And, you know, I'm going to be with y'all willing, in a few days. And let me think if I have anything else to say. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank y'all so much for my patrons, members. I love y'all. I appreciate all y'all support. And until next time, family, you know what I always say, love yourselves without hating your enemies. And until next time, y'all bless and salamah.